Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Georgiana with Expressions Craft Studio, and I am still working on Christmas tags for my fundraiser, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But this is the set I'm working on today, and this is the Christmas Boho Blue and Gold. These 12 backgrounds are from Creative Fabrica. The scroll work is from Creative Fabrica, and who knows where I got the font from. It could have been Creative Fabrica. They have lots of fonts. So that's what we're going to be working on today. So let's scroll over, let's switch over to the overhead camera and we'll take a look at what we've got. So we've got these printed and they're loaded on the mat. I'm going to cut them out now, but this is to kind of show you again how I've got them arranged, and you can see there's a little bit of available space here, a little bit here, but not a lot. You can resize these a little bit more, or you can resize them individually. They don't all have to be the same size. That's up to you, but you could definitely make this one taller, even a little wider. Same with this one here and this one here, and all the ones in the corners really. So if you want to play with it and resize them, you can do that. You could even make them smaller, and then you could get more on the page. So I'm going to cut these out real quick, and then we'll be right back. Alright, we're done cutting everything out. I was able to make some adjustments. It took quite a bit of trial and error, but I was able to make some adjustments to get that hole to cut out in the top for your ribbon or whatever. And I know on the previous ones I did, you were going to have to manually do that. So hopefully with all the newer ones I'll be able to make that happen, and that will remove that step from the process for you. But I'm just going to get these off of here real quick, and then we'll come back and highlight them. Alright, so here's all 12 of them cut out, and I'm going to try and lift them up so you can get a better look. Oh, I was trying to figure out, this is a Christmas Blue and Gold Boho set from Creative Fabrica, I believe was what it was called. I will link it. I will link it below. But I just think they're so pretty. Now, the background images is the Boho set. The little scroll was just another image from Creative Fabrica, and then I don't remember the font, but if I remember to do all that, I will look it up. I don't usually remember to do the font, but I will look it all up and put it in the comments below. But there you go. I just think these are so pretty, so elegant. You can pick and choose if you don't want to print them all out. You don't have to. You can, like I said, feel free to resize them. In fact, let's go back over to, let's go to Cricut Design Space. We haven't been there yet. And I'll show you what I mean. Alright, so I've set this up twice. This was my first attempt here on the left, and you can see I've reused that little helper template that you can download, and I linked it in my last video. I'll try to remember to do it in this one, but it is set up, the one I chose to use. I think she's got 4. The one I'm using is the one for 8.5 by 11 paper, so I'm just going to delete that, but you can see that fit in there. All of the tags fit in that space, and these are a little smaller. In fact, these measure 2.698, so almost 2 3/4 by 1.631, whereas these actually do measure, let's unattach that. These actually, I did bump these up to 2 3/4 by 1.663, and I left the proportions locked, but you can resize that a little bit without it warping the background or the text too awful much. And as you can see, there's just a little bit of room. You could put a small sentiment in there, or you could resize the tag a little bit if that's what you wanted to do. So let's do that just so you can see. Now, I'm the type, I would want all my tags the same size, but depending on how you're using them, you might not care about that. So you can definitely play with that if you like. Or you can mix and match and even pull in other tags. If you get some of the other sets that I'm currently selling on Ko-Fi, then you can mix and match. Now, I will say, again, I want to remind everybody that the sets that I'm selling, there are 3 free sets for my subscribers on Ko-Fi that you can download for free. But most of the sets I'm charging $1 for them, and they're anywhere between 9 and I think I've even got one page which I haven't uploaded yet, which might have 16 tags on it. They're a little bit plainer. They're more in the candy cane stripes, but for $1 you can get these. You can print them as many times as you need to, and the money that gets raised from that is going to go help our local charities. I know some of the groups that I'm a member of, there's already a lot of panic swirling around about how people are going to feed their families. And, you know, kids in particular are my biggest concern, because I don't want kids going hungry. So we're all trying to find ways to raise money that we can help support the food banks, help offset the SNAP benefits that people aren't going to receive, and that kind of thing. So every penny I make will go for the group that I'm referring to as Ozark Unity Alliance, but Ozark Forward is another one, and we're going to be raising money to help these families during this time of year, or as long as this crisis continues, I suspect. So this is my way of giving back. I want to create these sets for you guys, and I hope that you like them well enough that you don't mind spending $1 on them. Like I said, you can print them as many times as you want. If you don't have design space, or, well, you'd have to have, I upload them as a PNG, so whatever digital cutter you use should be able to handle your PNG files. But you can always cut them out by hand if that's what you prefer. So I would ask that you please, if you've got time and you're in a position to help, that you check out those files over on Ko-Fi, which is linked below. I will list all of the information that I can think of about these tags in the comments below. So if you want to find these files on Design Space, it'll make it a little easier for you. The Boho blue and gold set, that's one set of 12 images. I don't remember how many images were in the scroll set, and the font, I'll have to look that up too. But yeah, I hope you like them. I think these are some of the prettiest ones I've done so far. And I'm going to try to find a small craft show that I can get into, hopefully this year. It's getting late. Today's Halloween. So I don't have a lot of time to dilly-dally, but I've been making some tags, and I want to see if I can sell some of those. Again, just to raise money for our local food banks and churches who have food pantries in them. So, you know, there's a lot of people who need help. So, like I said, I appreciate whatever you can do. I appreciate you anyway. But I did want to show you this layout here, because this is how I managed to get the tags to fit. Now I am going to do that resizing because I haven't saved this file yet, and I want to save it accordingly so that when I go to print them again, it will print. So they're back to being attached. Okay, so with that said, I want to thank you all again. I appreciate everything that the time that you spend with me, and I hope you have a happy Halloween and a happy crafty day.